So with the latest update of the Division to include their new public test realm, they also brought the ability to utilize DirectX 12 with the Division. And what does that mean for you as a gamer? Well, if you're running a, Windows 10 and you're able to take advantage of things like DirectX 12, then theoretically you should be able to get some better performance. So what we did today was went ahead and downloaded the update and got it all set up on my test system, which is based on the Broadwell E6800K at 4.1 gigahertz with 32 gigs of RAM at 2666 megahertz. And we went ahead and ran the system at 1080p with a GTX 1060 and a 480, and again with the GTX 1080 because these were the cards that I had at my disposal due to being out of town. Now, we ran through using PresentMon and Fraps to capture the different APIs performance and delivering you guys the averages, the 1% lows and the 0.1% lows in 1080p with the 480, 1060, and 1080. Now, starting off, we're taking a look at 1080p high preset with the GTX 1060 and the RX 480. And these are the results from that run. You see, we really didn't get a lot of a change. In fact, we actually got degraded performance on the GTX 1060 under DX12, and this was whenever we come to the realization that the chances are what we're seeing here is there wasn't any CPU bottleneck whatsoever with this particular card, with these two cards on this particular CPU. So what we did was we went over to the GTX 1080 and ran with the same settings. We ran at 1080p at high preset so that the settings were the same, hoping to introduce a bit of a CPU bottleneck, and that was in fact where we saw a bit of a difference. We actually saw the GTX 1080 get a few percentage points higher, or a few points higher on the average FPS, but where we saw the big difference was on the 0.1% lows, which really smoothed out the gameplay and made the game run a fair bit smoother. Now, just in case I didn't mention it earlier, we did do this in all of the in-game benchmarks for consistency's sake, because being an online game, you get kind of all over the place performance and it's hard to replicate. But basically, the point being is if you were CPU bound, this particular DirectX 12 implementation should help you, so you should see some performance. Even though we didn't see any real changes with the 480 and the 1060, it was clearly because we weren't bottlenecking our system, and without having other CPUs at my disposal at the moment, it was kind of hard to validate that. But looking at the 1080 results, it's clear to see that even at that level, there is a bit of a bottleneck being relieved going to DX12. So if you've got a lower end spec CPU with a higher end GPU, let us know if you're seeing any performance improvement. Say if you've got like an 8350 paired with the 480, let us know what you're seeing. That'd be great. And we'll catch you guys all in the next video. Feel free to like and subscribe if you found this entertaining or informative, and we'll catch you then.